Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing out there on a Monday? How you feeling? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good inside? Because I am, and you should be too. See, not every song has to rhyme. It's all about the message. It's all about the message. How you guys doing out there? Oh my goodness, I feel like I haven't been here in forever, right? Because I posted up a video on Thursday when I was out at the pool, and then I was able to do my dipsy doodles. For you guys out there, I haven't really talked about the pool too much recently because it's been a little chilly since like say middle December, so I haven't been swimming. But the temperatures picked up a bit, and I was able to go swimming 3 days last week, and now it's a little bit chilly again today. So we're taking a break again, but hopefully it won't last too long, and I can get back out there. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you would. Just say a prayer for me that we can keep the temperatures up enough so I can continue my swims. I don't know if I mentioned it. I probably didn't. I think I did in the video because I was at the pool when I recorded, and I said. I think it's the first time in my life, being that since that I'm from up north, the first time in my life that I probably swam outside in a non-heated pool in January. So how about a little round of applause for the beautiful Florida weather? Yeah, able to swim all year round. Hey-o. Not for everybody. I always feel like when I'm out there in January or something in February swimming that they say, oh, that guy must be from up north. Because down here, I would think people are a little more, a temperature like, 70 degrees might feel a little chilly to people who are used to, 90, 100, all the time, right? All right. Anyway, so, I wasn't here. So Thursday, I posted that. Friday, I had some stuff going on, so I wasn't able to make it on. But I am here back with you today. Whew, ladies and gentlemen, thank God, right? Did you miss me out there? Let me know in the comments. Are you glad that I was gone? Let me know in the comments. It's a work in progress. We're just people together having fun here on Operation Status Quo. I am Pete Palma. I am your user-friendly host. I am broadcasting live from the comfy confines of my very own home. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, and today is the 29th. No, first of all, whoa, slow down. Where are we going? This is Operation Status Quo. I have to let you know that, right? This is the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. And that's my favorite question that I love to ask each and every one of you out there. What are you doing today to create your own flow of quo? Because that's what it's all about. We can sit here all day long and talk about the things that are going on in the world. We could take sides on all the issues and talk about this, that, and the other. We can talk about what's conspiracy, what's not. We can talk about, are we seeing a big show? Are we not? I mean, of course, we have to be seeing a big show because there's no way what's going on in the world today is just happening on its own organically, right? I mean, there's absolutely no rhyme or reason to the behaviors and all the stuff that goes on, all the division, the arguments, the this, the that. I mean, there's just absolutely no way. From my personal perspective, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you can decide for yourself, and whatever resonates with you is absolutely hunky-dory with me. But I certainly, for not a second, believe that what's happening out there is just organically happening. It's totally manipulated, orchestrated. A big show, the whole world, everything we see is like watching a orchestrated wrestling match, That's what I talk about all the time. It really is. And if you see it that way, it really becomes clear. And you're like, wow, yeah, it makes a lot of sense, right? Even the story they said today with the Royal Navy from, and British Navy there, that they're not able to help with some of the attacks that the U.S., that they're working with the U.S. in there in the Middle East because their ships aren't able to, don't have the firepower to fire from the sea onto the land. Just something like that is ridiculous in itself, right? I'm just trying to say you're like, kind of still world power, but, and you're building a navy and ships, and you don't think to take into account that you might need to shoot on land with those ships. So you're going to build like, I don't know, $100 million, however many, whatever it costs, $1 billion, whatever you're paying to build these battleships and stuff, and they can't shoot onto. I mean, come on, it makes no sense, right? I mean, it's all just nuts. That's where you have to laugh and just have and that's what we talk about here on Operation Status Quo all the time about, choosing our own way of life and how we want to be and what we want to interact with and such, and what we want our life to be and how much about it is our choice and the power we have within to make that happen. Because if you keep watching all the nonsense that you see out there between the news and everything else that's going on, it'll make you crazy, right? Of course, you'd be scared to death, but we're not scared to death here on Operation Status Quo because we know better. You know better. I know you know better than to believe all the nonsensical propaganda that's going on out there in the world today, ladies and gentlemen. So, and that's what we're talking about here today because, it's so important what we think about, our thoughts, our actions, what we say to ourselves, what we say to others, what we put out into the universe really is what comes back and creates the world that we live in, from our own unique perspective. So it's really important. I talk about it all the time of being mindful of your thoughts, being aware. Don't let your brain just run away from you. Don't just let any information in, always kind of, be a good steward, as it were, with your mind and your thoughts and such. And so that's what we're going to talk about here today a little bit on Operation Status Quo. We're going to have a little bit of fun with it too, because that's what we do on Operation Status Quo. You guys know me out there, right? We like to have a little sense of humor and have a little fun and bust some chops a little bit, but still with a good, wholesome message, nestled in there as well. So, but today is the 29th of January in the good year 2024, and today's program is entitled Affirmation Positive. That's right. We're going to talk about some positive affirmations today. But I thought of the title that way because of, being that I was still am, I guess, but, it's Seinfeld fan. I mentioned this sometimes. It's Seinfeld. But remember with that one episode when you're trying to go see the movie and the movie was prognosis negative, and they kept going, prognosis negative, prognosis negative. So I was thinking affirmation positive, affirmation positive. So that's where it came from. See, it's like, everything is a work together in the world, right? We're all collaborating. Seinfeld helped me come up with this title. All right, so what we're going to do is just read some positive affirmations here today. And, it's not just to be corny and just say, positive things. I mean, it's true. Like what we say to ourselves and what we think and how our mind works, really is important. I mean, just take, for example, anything in your life. I mean, one of the simplest things is like jobs, right? Everybody has to work. And, how you... your self-talk of how you view money, your self-talk of your worth and your skills and such, all that plays a role into the abundance that you have in life. It doesn't have to be about, being some, crazy millionaire with all fancy things and all, it's all about, do you have what you need to live the life that you want to live, right? And how can you have what you want in your life the way you want to live? And it all comes down to what you think and what you believe, right? So, I mean, even with work, people a lot of times, like, it's just such a good example because, we're all entrapped in the system and such, and people are just looking to get jobs. And I just get a job, this job, but nobody really... Not everybody, obviously. Some people are really doing things that they love to do. But, in general, you have to go get a job. You have to go get a job. And most people generally, right, would rather not do the job that they're doing, right? What would you like to do? Like, maybe you're really good at knitting and you want to make some sweaters or blankets or something and make a business, or, you're a good artist, or you're a dancer, a musician, or I don't know, just a good carpenter, right? And you start your own thing building cabinets for people or something. I don't know. All I'm trying to say is that, like, we put limitations on ourselves based on how we think. And, so hopefully today, some of these affirmations that we have here, positive affirmations, these are just some things that you can say to yourself. And, I'll say this, I'm just going through some list today or whatever that I found online. But the truth is, if you ever are seriously, just to say this from a serious note before we go in here, and I make jokes about, I'll make jokes about the affirmations that they say, but they're still valid, but I'll make jokes anyway. But long story short, if you are feeling a certain type of way and you notice a lot of negativity in your thought process and you feel your energy being drained by the way your mind is going, I would just say to just go online and Google positive affirmations and just start reading positive words and, let them sink in. Find a few phrases that really, mean something to you. That's why I keep this cup. Where's that cup? I gotta, hold on. I'll do it. I'll move the lava lamp a little bit. Take out. So I got this cup when I was over in St. Petersburg. I was actually, when I first moved here, I was living in St. Petersburg for a while. And I was at a party there one time, and this cup got left behind, and they were going to throw it away. So I took it, and it was always good. And what's it say on it? You are exactly where you need to be. And that's what it said. And I've been carrying this around since I got it almost 2 years ago. And I guess I'm still exactly where I need to be. That's what I tell myself. I look at it once in a while, and I keep it up here, so I remember that when I get a little frustrated or, think things aren't going the way I think they should go or whatever my ego wants to see, I remember that I am exactly where I need to be at the present time. And so are you, so just be reflective of that. Not, the crazy thing is when things in life happen, I know I'm going to go on a tangent here, but this is how it works on Operation Status Quo, as you well know. When sometimes things will happen in your life that you think are detrimental, right? You're like, you really wanted a certain opportunity, or you wanted a certain relationship, or you thought that would have been the bee's knees and made you, happy, and everything would have been perfect. And then years go by and you go through a path and you realize and you look back and say, darn, I'm glad that situation didn't happen. The universe is like looking out for your best interest, and sometimes we don't always, as our egoic selves and what we think we want and our immediate gratification needs and such sometimes, and our insecurities and our fears, we're not always sure exactly of what's best for us at certain times, right? I mean, the more you're in tune with yourself and reflect that way, it'll make it easier. But, sometimes it's just not in the cards at that time. And maybe it's something meant for your life later, or it's not meant for you at all. I think back of wanting to be, in acting and all that stuff when I was younger. And I look back on it and think, darn, if I would have made it the way I thought I wanted to make it, way back when I was in my 20s, I'd probably be, dead now of a drug overdose or some venereal disease. It's like, I would have been like a mess, right? I would have been all like, I would have had, just like, when you see with these young athletes and stuff, they get millions of dollars to go, play the sport, and they're like 20 years old, and, they're wind up in a bunch of trouble and stuff. It's a lot to have that level of fame and success and money at an age when you're not like kind of mentally prepared. And I look now, if any fortunes fell my way now in certain regard, I see it in a totally different perspective than I would have seen it when I was in my 20s. So it's just something to think about. Nothing's happening, against you. Ultimately, everything's happening for our best interest, really, right? So if you can see things that way and be mindful in that regard, it really makes life easier. You don't have to, put yourself down and think you effed up and your whole life's over, right? Things happen. Sometimes we do mess up, but it's just an opportunity to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and be even stronger for the next situation. So, all right, let's get into some affirmation positive. Let's see what some positive affirmations are right there out here today for you, ladies and gentlemen. The first one on the list is, I am in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. And that's exactly with the cup, just with the cup. It's confirming the cup. You are exactly where you need to be. It's true. You're in, say that to yourself when things are going in your life and you think it's a poor situation. I'm in the right place at the right time doing the right thing. I'll speak to this even with, my divorce. When I was going through my divorce way back when, it was really